Hello and thank you for joining me. This is Freewill Tarot and my name is Harmony. And this reading is going to be for the sign of Libra. Hello Libra, and thank you for being here with me. I start out doing my readings by giving you a couple of messages that Spirit really wants you to hear at this time. And then we'll go deeper into the tarot portion of your reading. Then with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. All right here, Libra, you got a storm warning, okay? So some of you could be dealing, that's also the number 10 there at the top. Some of you could be dealing with a lot of turbulent energy at this time, maybe dealing with some kind of anxiety, depression, maybe dealing with some kind of financial issues, anything in your life, relationship issues, anything in your life right now that brings you in some kind of stress. That's the storm warning card, right? I also want to let you know if you are experiencing these energies, Libra, for some of you, this is letting you know that these things are passing through, right? So it's not going to stay there, but it is passing through your energy, right? And the number of time these things pass through, they usually devastate or they usually cause destruction, you know, tornadoes and everything. However, it sets the ground for you to rebuild and start something new here. Hence the 10. The 10 is completion here, okay? You also got the you got two of these, so I'm going to try to get to them. I'm going to read you both of them. This one is the Eternity card here. Let me get that. There you go. This is the Eternity card here, Libra, but it's in reverse for you guys, so I'm going to read it to you. It says, you may be clinging to the past. Accept change and allow fresh energy to enter. So some of you are still holding on to something from the past, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career that doesn't fulfill you nor sustain you, whether it's an ideology, old structures or old belief systems, or no relationship. Okay, so some of you are holding on to things, and this could be why Spirit, because this is usually God, Spirit, and Universe bringing these things to the forefront. So they push these things to the forefront so we can face them, right? They seem like challenges, but these things are there to make us face what it is so we can, you know, move forward and build something new for ourselves. Spirit also wants to let you know that you are radiant here, okay? You have radiance here, Libra. So it says, your energy is magnetic. Don't forget that. Shine your light fiercely and attract your desire. So they're basically saying here, Libra, that you have the power to change whatever it is that's happening in your life, if you are dealing with some kind of challenging or turbulent energy. It says, step into your power and speak your truth. Create and move with confidence in your radiance. So they're reminding you, even if you are dealing with this kind of energy, who you are, Libra. You're able to create, you're able to manifest, you're able to change things that are happening in your life, and they want you to remember that, and they want you to show up in your everyday life like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the tarot portion of your reading. And it's interesting enough that you have the creation card here as your overall energy. Again, kind of bouncing back to that card saying that you are a creator. It is time for you to create. So whatever it is that you've been holding on to that you don't need to anymore, you're having these kind of turbulence or these challenges at this time to get your attention or to show you where it is that you need to release here in order for you to get your power back to create something new for yourself, Libra. It says divine energy brings abundance and creativity and prosperity to you. So they're saying that you're able to have all this. So if you are dealing with financial constraints here, because this card did show up for a lot of you. So some of you this is financial, where you might not be making the money that you want, or you're at a job that doesn't sustain you or fulfill you, or you're not feeling valued. For others of you, this is relationships or old things and old patterns from the past that you haven't released. Now, again, some of you haven't released old relationships that you need to let go of. Old ideologies or mindsets that you've been holding on to, right? And again, another card that you're having as overall energy is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is holding on to something for dear life. It's holding on to something because you don't believe or trust that something else is coming in for you, okay? So you feel like you got to hold on to whatever it is you need to hold on to. I'm sorry about the lighting. But this is a call for you to kind of release that, to let that shit fall, to have yourself open to receive something new. Again, that's why you got that creator card here. So you don't need to hold on to something out of fear. You don't need to hold on to something for dear life. If you're holding on to a job, I know you got your bills to pay, but Spirit is saying that you are a creator, an inventor. You can create the life that you want to live. Don't forget that you are radiant, and don't forget who you are, Libra. If you are dealing with a relationship that no longer fulfills you nor sustain you, and you're just holding on to it because you don't want to be alone, understand that the more that you hold on to that, the more of this turbulent energy you're going to feel, because you're trying to force something. You're trying to hold on to something that doesn't fulfill you anymore, okay, out of comfort. All right. Spirit is opening a door for whoever this is for, whatever Libras this is for, to healing here. This is in your recent past. This is moving into more calmer waters. This is after you've been through some kind of turbulent energy, challenges, setbacks, where Spirit is trying to guide you here into more smooth, calmer waters. But you have to be willing to receive that. You have to be open to that. You can't go back. You know, the more you try to hold on to what was, is the more that it stops you from moving forward here. Okay, Libra. And what that causes is instability. So again, if you have been dealing with financial constraints where you don't feel stable in your relationships, you don't feel stable in your life, you don't feel stable at your job, you don't feel any kind of stability, that's the reason you don't feel that stability. It says financial inability and instability are a breakdown in tradition, may be contributing to family tension. So some of you could be dealing with again, money issues, where it could be causing you to have problems in your relationships, or problems within your family or your household. Okay. And it's because you're holding on to everything so tight, because you feel in this energy of lack, right? And the more that you try to hold on to it, the more that harder it seems, right? Because those things you need to break free from, right? So that means you probably need to start to elevate yourself and find you a better job. No, you're probably not going to find one in overnight, but remember that you're able to create. Remember your gifts and your talents that you have, and maybe you need to explore that to try to do something different. It's also start looking for another job. If that job doesn't pay you enough, don't just stay there because you're comfortable staying there, but yet it causes you all this turmoil and it doesn't fulfill you or help you pay your bills, where you're still stressed. It's always doors opening, and those things do need to fall apart. You do need to release some things in order for new things to come in, and that's what Spirit is saying for you. You got the Devil card here again. This is like holding on to toxicity. It's holding on to things that no longer serve you, and you're keeping yourself in a cycle or in a loop, whether it is a relationship, whether it is a career choice, whether it is a lack mindset. But this keeps you in those vicious cycles, and it causes this storm to brew, right? Because they're illusions, right? You're telling yourself this is all you got, you got to hold on to this for dear life, or this is all you can do, or you feel trapped, whatever it is you're telling yourself, or you can't get out of this relationship, or you're keeping yourself with someone because you're afraid of being alone. But these all things are tied to illusions here. It says things are not as they appear, Libra. Subconscious patterns and hidden emotions are at play. So these are our comfort zones. These are things that we continue to keep doing over a period of time, and we get the same outcome here. A lot of you are dealing with sorrow here. So some kind of lack, a loss here that you can deal with. Some of you can very well be dealing with grief, with a loss of a person that is no longer in your life. That could be a physical relationship, or it could be a family member. Just this could be this loss and grief. And that is for the case for some of you. You do have my condolences. I am sorry for the loss that you have. If it's not, it's just feeling emotional loss, right? It's feeling like you're alone, feeling this sorrow, okay? And the reason it is because something has ended. Whatever that is, it's over, Libra. Okay, holding on to it and going back and forth to it, or what was, or saying how things were, or if this person was here, or any kind of mindset like that keeps you stuck. All right, because it's over, and this is you, because this is the Eight of Cups. Upright, this person is walking away from things, those old emotional wounds, pains, baggages. They're freeing themselves and finally walking away to create something new, and to go find what it is that does fulfill them now. But when it's in the reverse, and this is how it showed up for you, Libra, it's that you guys are not doing that. You're kind of staying in the depression and the sorrow and the lack of the mindset of staying still and trying to hold on to something that you have outgrown or that is just over. You know, because you have the Ten of Swords with that, with the completion card. Okay, I'll show it to you. Something is in your life is ended, even though it still might be there in a physical sense. If it's showing up in a storm, if it's always constantly, you constantly feel like you have to push and pull and strive for something, it's over. Okay, if you constantly feel like you have to prove yourself, if you constantly feeling this feeling of sad sorrow, it's over. Okay, you've hit a completion stage, and it's time for you to find a way to walk away and release it. And you also have the Death card. With the Death card came the manifestation card. So it's time for you to kind of move and create something new, because something is definitely over here for you. For some of you, it could be relationships. Some of you, it could be your career choices, things that you're still trying to hold on to from the past, past identities, past belief systems, old systems, the way that you've always did things. You say, well, I've always done that. Well, that's why you keep having these struggles, okay? Because it's time for you to kind of adapt a new approach. It's time for you to have grown from those things and learned the lessons and the challenges you need to learn to free yourself from those things, right? You got the Magician here twice. So Spirit is really calling on you to create here, to manifest something new for your life. Manifestation means create. Okay, don't just pray that something's going to happen. Pray and then start on your everyday life. Create something, right? It's trying to bring in balance here. You have the Empress here again. You have the Empress and the manifestation card twice. Spirit is really calling on you guys to remember who you are, Libra, if you are dealing with this kind of energy, whether it is relationship, whether it's financial, career. They're really calling on you to remember the talented, gifted person that you are, the loving, giving, caring person that you are, and to kind of get your power back and quit limiting yourself and quit trapping yourself here. You're creating these limitations. You can say it's not the universe, it's not the world, it's not people. It is your mindset, because these represents thoughts, okay? This represents your perception of things, right? This is what keeps you stuck. All right. Spirit is calling on you to use your intuition here, to trust yourself. If something is telling you that something is over, if something is telling you or how you feel about something is your compass in life, right? If this job doesn't fulfill you anymore, it's time for you to do something different. Don't just go back to your comfort zone. Elevate yourself, right? Don't limit yourself. Elevate yourself. It's time for you to kind of regroup and look at things in a different perspective. This is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is in your outcome, Libra. This is saying this is harvest, right? This is a harvest time. We're in springtime here. So what this is saying, it's time for you to take stock of everything that you have in your life at this time. This is time for you to look at everything that you put into something, your time, your money, your energy, your love into something, to see if it is bearing fruit for you. If it is not, it is time for you to plant new seeds and to cut away what no longer bears fruit. Is no reason for it to hang on the vine if it's not producing you anything that's going to nourish you. Okay? And it says, results require time and hard work. Prioritize sustainable growth over instant rewards. So that's kind of like that toxic energy. You do something and you get a little reward here, and you're comfortable with that, but you can't keep doing that. That keeps you in that loop. This is the time for you to look at real investments. Look at what you really have been investing yourself into, and what has it gotten you. I don't care if it's your relationship. I don't care if it's your career choice. I don't care if it's your finances. What are you putting your time, money, and energy into, and what is it giving you back in return? It's time that you have those real heart-to-heart conversations with yourself, Libra, and that's what Spirit wants you to do, because you are open, and Spirit is wanting you to create something, because they're going to bless you. They're definitely going to bless you. But you have to first walk away from something. It's something that is unstable in your life. It's creating instability. And it could be a relationship. It could be a mindset. Okay, and it could be where you keep limiting yourself to staying stuck and staying still in things that no longer fulfill you anymore. Okay, we're here to evolve. We're not here to stay as who we were, right? That's why time goes on, because we're here to move on. We're here to evolve and grow and learn and challenge ourselves to different things, not keep things as they were. Okay, that is what I have for you, Libra. I really hope this helped. Remember, Spirit is saying that you are a radiant light in this world and they need you to help create in it. Okay, please like, subscribe, share, and let me know how this resonated with you. And remember, you are well loved. Bye for now.